Good morning. So check this out. Whenever you decide to go on your spiritual journey, there's going to be so many people mocking what you do. There's going to be so many people discouraging you to stop, calling you hypocrites, calling you fake, saying what you're doing is fake, saying they can't understand why you're doing what you're doing, saying they can't understand how you changing all of a sudden. They don't understand where it's coming from. And just all types of stuff to get you off of your journey. Like if you only knew the jokes and the mockery and all of the things that I have been through since I started. Well, I've always had a relationship with God, and God has always talked to me. But like a year and a half ago, I actually decided to just go hard with strengthening my relationship and all of that. And one day I'll get into my journey more, but I prayed about it, I repented about it, and I fast about it, and some of the things still came to pass, but it wasn't like the blow wasn't as big as it would have been if I wouldn't have got in front of it, because I really thought that it was gonna be like a good opportunity. And it was. And then also it was just a lot going on in my life. I was just like dealing with a lot of anger, dealing with a lot of resentment, and I was just like mentally I was drowning. And so God directed me and led me into a fast. And so ever since then, I've just been walking with him basically. I just stopped everything. Like, I'm really not a big partier. I don't go to the club, and I only have like 1.5 friends, so I wasn't all out gossiping and doing a lot of worldly things. I really am like strictly involved in my kids' lives and their sports and their school activities. And then I have a full-time job, and then I am a real estate agent. And so like all of my time is like swallowed basically. So I stay busy doing all those things, but then I was like lonely and empty inside. So I was dealing with a lot of bitterness and a lot of anger and resentment because of that basically, and because I had shut myself off from the world. And now I was getting into a place where I wanted to be, involved with people. I wanted to have relationships with people outside of my relationship with my significant other and with my kids, and occasionally with my family or with his family. So, my mental was like being like impacted a lot. So I decided that I'm the type, I know when things ain't going right who to go to. The only thing that I wasn't doing was fasting and in the word. Like, I know a lot of scriptures and I know a lot about the stories in the Bible and all of that stuff, but I wasn't physically in the Bible myself. So I decided that I'm gonna start getting back in the Bible. And then I also started back going to church too. And so ever since, and I'm very dedicated to, and that's with whatever I put my mind to, I'm dedicated to. Whether the situation is good, bad, happy, sad. Once I'm dedicated to something, I'm dedicated to something. And I'm very loyal when it comes to that. Really kind of too loyal, because jobs, people, and everybody tends to take advantage of me in that area. But anyway, that's off topic. But since I have been on my journey, like, so many people are like shocked and can't believe it and don't understand why and think it's a motive behind it. I actually had one person, like, they had an event or a little outing going on, and I told them I couldn't make it. And because, you know, I'm close to them, I told them why I couldn't make it. And they were like, so what made you fast? Like, what are you fasting? As if I was like fasting against someone, or fasting to make something bad happen to someone or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that was the energy that they gave off, and that's what I received from them asking me that. And then I had one person tell me that, oh, so you just perfect now, huh? You just holier than thou now, huh? Since you fasting and praying and going back to church and stuff, you just don't do no wrong now, huh? As if I was just a terrible person and like was doing all types of crazy stuff before I decided to like strengthen my faith. And I'm like, what? Like, I was the type, and I'm gonna express myself in some curse words, and I'm trying to still break myself from that, because I'm the type of person that I don't know, I like cursing. Like, I come from a cursing family, and I just like the language, okay? But I'm currently working on that right now. But and then I had one person ask me, what have I done? Like, what did you do? And what are you repenting for? And what are you trying to all of a sudden fast and repent and change and do all of this stuff? Like, you look like the type of person that'll do something and then feel bad about it, and fast and repent and try to save yourself for it to make yourself feel better. And y'all, when they told me that, like, it made me look at them so different. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I still don't look at them the same because of what they said to me. Cause, like, who does that? Like, who waits for some? I mean, a lot of people do it, but, you know, wait for something to happen in order for them to do something. But my relationship with God is so tough and like and so close, and like God has brought me through so much. Like, I might make a video one day telling some of my testimonies, because God has brought me through so much, like, and has protected me through so much. Like, since I was a little kid, I have been close to God. Like, I remember being like 4 or 5, because I used to think that I was gonna be a singer, honey, and I used to sing and think that I'm in a girl group, and like me and my cousins, we used to get together and record ourselves on the little radios. Like, some of y'all might be too young, but we used to like get cassette tapes, and if you had a cassette tape and you had, like, it was a boom box that we used to have that you can hit record, and like you can record yourself over the cassette tapes that somebody, like, you bought in the store or something like that. It had a record button, and you could record yourself over the cassette tape. So that's what we used to do. And we used to sing and put our little dances together and all of that type of stuff. But anyway, I can remember like being 4 or 5, and I used to love the song Silver and Gold, and like still to this day, that is like one of my favorite songs all times, because if you really just pay attention to the lyrics and stuff like that, and it's crazy how I was that young and I actually used to like feel the lyrics, feel the spirit while I was singing the lyrics, and like felt the pain of the person who used to, you know, sing the song or whatever. Or even like when I was in church and stuff and people used to sing that song, like I could feel their energy and feel their pain through their words while they were singing. And so like that song has always resonated with me. And so like the older I got and when I started going through things, that song used to always come to me, because I used to be like, dang, like the words of that song is just really, really powerful. And it also made me grow up not being materialistic, thinking like through it all, like I'd rather just have God, you know, than silver and gold, anything materialistic. Like when your friends are gone, like when all of my friends disappeared, like I knew that I needed to call on Jesus because of that song. Like anytime I got in a bad spot, I knew I needed to call on Jesus because of that song. And people think like when you praying to God and stuff like that, people think that it's a certain way you have to pray, and you got to have a pretty prayer, and like you have to say certain things in your prayer and all of that. That don't even matter. Like God knows your heart, God knows your spirit, God knows what you're thinking and what you're going through before you even utter a word. So basically, he just wants you to call on him. He just wants you to reach out to him. That's really all you're doing when you're praying. And then as you know, start praying and continue to pray, he'll strengthen your prayers. And then when you do your research and, you know, research sermons, and you start like fellowshipping with different people and going to church and all of that type of stuff, you will adapt what it is, you know, what they're saying in their prayers. And then also there's prayers in the Bible, so you can always like strengthen your prayers through the words. And then you can Google scriptures, like whatever you're going through, you can just put in Google what scriptures in the Bible deals with this, what scriptures in the Bible talks about this, what scriptures in the Bible brings you through anger, brings you through resentment, stops anxiety, deals with depression and stuff like that. And Google's a bad mama jama, you hear me? Because growing up, we had encyclopedias, okay? We didn't have Google. And I'm kind of telling my age, but and I'm also old. I got an old soul too, so people probably think that I'm older than what I am, but I'm really not. And I'm not telling you my age right now, because honey, I'm a lady. But no, but for real, you know, Google is like send you to your scriptures. And if you need help getting in the Bible and start, you know, help starting your reading journey, I would suggest that you get on Google and search, you know, for some scriptures that are dealing with your situation that you're currently in. And it will lead you to those scriptures. And then once you open that Bible, let me tell you how powerful God is. Once you open that Bible and you get to read those scriptures and stuff, God gonna redirect you to where he wants you to be anyway. All you need is guidance into opening that Bible. And you need a little push, a little motivation, inspiration to get you to open that Bible. And I'm telling you, it's a good feeling, especially when like your soul and your spirit man is just yearning for some direction and is yearning for some love and yearning for relief and peace. Like, y'all forgive me, I'm bad with stumbling over my words and stuff, especially when I'm nervous. And this right here is something new to me. Okay, this right here is something new to me. So like, I have to get used to having a camera in front of me. Like, get me in front of a lot of people or give me a presentation, honey, in front of corporate, and I'm gonna do my thing. But you know, I'm starting this. God is taking me and directing me on this journey, and so this is something that I'm starting to do. So I have to really just get comfortable with doing this. So just hang in there and bear with me, because we taking this journey together and we gonna do this thing, you hear me? And so yeah, so like, sometimes my mind goes blank. Sometimes I be wanting to talk about other stuff that I'm not sure if I want to discuss or talk about right now. So my mind just be all over the place, because I just be thinking too hard and wondering what I'm looking like and wondering what I'm sounding like and wondering what words I need to use and all of this type of stuff. So it just be choppy and I just be all over the place. So y'all have to bear with me. But yeah, God is working on me. This is something that God has been telling me to do for years and years and years. And I really thought that he wanted me doing other type of content like years ago. And I wasn't really listening to his word, or really I felt like that I hadn't been through enough, or I was qualified to make this type of content. So he said, oh, you're not qualified? Okay, let me throw some stuff at you for you to overcome, so that you can feel qualified, honey. Since you don't feel like what you've been through is enough, let me make it enough for you. Okay, so now, and plus I'm just older too now, so I look at things different. I have children now and all types of stuff, so I just look at life way different now. Well, alrighty, I done reached my destination. Got some business to handle, so I'll be back in a minute. Bye.